Greetings and welcome to another episode of Pinball Stories. This is Mike from PinballHelp.com, and I'm pretty excited about what I'm going to bring to you guys tonight because this is something that I've had people ask me about for a long, long time. So here I am, I'm at the space, and I'm going to show this machine, and there's a really great story behind this because this is a game that is an older machine that I picked up several years ago that was in horrible, horrible condition. And I'll put a link to the other videos there, but you got to see it. It was called Earthshaker, looks like it had been in an earthquake. So I picked up this game. I think I pulled it out of a trailer or some kind of really crappy hoarder house. And the game was in really bad shape. I really think I kind of paid a little bit too much for it, but this was early on in my pinball collecting thing, and I knew this was a really hot game I wanted to get. So I got it. It had been completely roached, and now it has been restored. And I want to share with you the game now and the guy that was part of the thing that made this happen. My buddy Josh here, and he's off to the side right now. But I want to talk about this. This is absolutely amazing. When I got this game, it was so. First off, this is all new artwork on the machine because the previous owners had cats and they had used the game as a scratching post. There was no glass on the top. There was cat hair everywhere. This thing was ganked all over the place. I did a series of a couple of videos where I actually managed to get it working and do a survey of it and kind of get it to the point where it was recognized as complete and it could be restored. And then my buddy Josh took it to the next level. I had been collecting parts and pieces to restore this thing for a couple of years, and I just hadn't gotten around to doing it. And I guess you were looking for a quarantine project, right?
Yeah.
And
well, this ended up. I got it before quarantine, but the quarantine definitely made it convenient to work on this.
I got you. Yeah. So yeah, Josh saw the machine and he was willing to take on the challenge, and I thought he's going to get to it long before I will. So I sold it to him, and then he contacted me the other day. He's like, "Come, can I bring the machine over to show you what I've done?" And I'm like, "So it's been here about an hour or so, and we've been just fawning over it. It's amazing. So tell us all the work that you've done to restore this." Let's see. Look at it looks great. The cabinet and everything. The play field is just spectacular.
I mean, it's literally been taken down to the wood and the parts. So I took absolutely everything apart. Everything on the play field, top and bottom. Everything on the cabinet. Every little screw. Every little fastener. Every little mechanical part.
And you've clear coated the play field, right?
Yep.
Wow. Look at that.
When I stripped everything down to just 3 pieces of wood, right? The bottom cabinet, the head, and the play field, and then just restored it from that level, the cabinet completely.
Did you have to use Bondo on the cabinet?
Mm-hmm.
Because there was so many cat scratches in there. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, and the decals would never have gone on nicely without it being completely resurfaced.
Yeah, and these decals are original Williams artwork, and you think it might actually be even a special version of it because production had the red in it, right?
The original cabinet was painted. So,
really?
Yeah, it was painted because I had to sand it all off. So it was definitely paint, and the paint had red accents.
But I got this from Gene Cunningham at Illinois Pinball. This was part of Williams's inventory, and he said, this was their stuff. Do you think there's some that was painted and some that was decaled?
This was definitely painted. It was definitely a painted cabinet.
Oh, the one that you went over it. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, interesting.
Yeah, I had to sand it all down, and it was not decals.
Okay, well that's interesting. I guess there's probably people out here that know much more about Earthshaker and the different variations. Might be able to kind of tell us, but you can leave a comment in the section on this. So the whole cabinet was completely redone, and what else did you do?
Took everything out of the head, completely redid the head, went over all the electronics, all the connectors.
Yeah, I remember there was wires soldered to the driver board.
Yeah. I had to clip everything off just to get the playfield out of it. Yeah. So all that's sorted out. I got a brand new shaker motor, like a new old stock shaker motor. The other one might have been okay, but I actually took it apart, and I'd never seen an electrical motor more fatigued than that one. It was amazing, like how messed up that motor was.
So you think this game, it lived a hard life?
It really did. This game's had a lot of play on it.
Yeah, this is not one of these games that probably broke down early in its life.
Mm-mm.
So I mean, there's no way of knowing how many plays it actually really had, right?
No. Yeah, the software was totally.
I remember that all these inserts were coming up. They were coming up out of the play field. Now you've got them all beautifully leveled. There's new decals on everything.
Yeah, I made water slide decals.
I had a set of decals I got you, but you didn't use those.
No,
right?
those were just stickers, like sticking over the top.
Uh-huh.
That never would have worked for the clear coat. So I used those decals to scan them and to create the Photoshop file to make the new ones.
And you put all new plastics on here?
Yep, all new plastics.
And I guess the funny thing is,
rebuilt all the flippers, rebuilt all the pop bumpers. I had to rebuild the vertical up kickers. I mean, pretty much everything mechanically. It was really fatigued.
yeah, look at this.
It was pretty much.
And you've really like blinged it out with these beautiful blue bolts, leg bolts. And yeah, there's a shooter, and so I said, you must have gotten a new coin door, right? And you refurbished the coin door too, huh?
Yeah, I used the. They had like plates and shit that were like riveted over the top of some of these, so I just took all that stuff out and just filled it, sanded it, and then I painted it with that hammered steel paint. Yeah, it turned out really nice.
Yeah.
And then I had to just score the paint off of the.
Well, fire it up. Let's see. Let's see how it works. Shout out to Chris Granner for the great music there. He's a friend of the club, and are those the original speakers too?
Yes, I had to. I mean, in the video you can see how I had to repaint it though. Repainted the grills.
And those are new displays?
It's a new pin score display.
So those are LEDs. That's not high voltage. Those are lower voltage.
Mm-hmm. This still has some graffiti on it, but it's not too terrible.
So you restored this with incandescent bulbs. You didn't put any LEDs in it.
I didn't want to put LEDs. I don't know. This game has a lot of lighting effects and a lot of like dimming and shutting on. So I don't know. Plus, I like the look of it original.
Yeah, boy. I just that's interesting. I could see that. There's the pulsing they do with the lights effects, which would be completely different with LEDs. Huh? Well, let me cut the overheads off. Look at that. That's spectacular. Well, fire it up. Let's see a game.
Okay. I'm going to put the lock bar on.
Oh, that's right. We have the glass off of it. So you clear coated this, right? And you cleared it with polyacrylic, right?
Polyacrylic, yeah, which is a water-based thing. And that took a long process. It's not maybe the smartest way to do it, but I could do it in my garage, and it's a safe material for the most part. But that took almost a week, just the clear coating process, because I'd have to lay it down, let it dry, sand it, and then put another coat on, let it dry. And it took multiple days, and I think there's about 6 or 7 layers.
6 or 7 layers.
Yeah.
Well, it really looks good. I mean, I like the convenience of using polyacrylic, but I wasn't always sure that it would hold up to that steel ball. But you're saying you haven't any problems with it, right?
Yeah, I've used it before. I mean, I think it won't hold up to spots where the ball's dropping on it
Right.
a lot, but so far so good.
All right, well, let's check this out. This is amazing. I never got a chance to play a game on this machine.
Yeah, no, it was unplayable. It was completely unplayable.
Look at that. And, I mean, are there any noticeable... Well, I guess there's a few little blemishes on the back glass, but not a whole lot, right?
Yeah.
I remember I got it and I immediately triple-thicked it and secured it. Wow, this is a beautiful restoration. I see what you mean. Almost with these weird lighting effects, I think it'd be completely different with LEDs.
Yeah. I played my best game.
Wow, it's just so cool to see a game that was Left 4 Dead that really was in such bad shape that it really needed somebody who was, gonna be super dedicated to. What did you learn doing this restore?
This is the first time I ever did like the whole cabinet, and that was quite a bit of work. I think next time if I do this, I will address all of the cabinet stuff first, because I did it backwards. I did the playfield first, and then I had a complete playfield sitting on my rotisserie for a month or so while I did the cabinet. Where I think I'll do it the other way around, where I'll do the cabinet first, and then do the playfield so that it could just go into its home after it's done. Yeah, and just...
Well, bravo! This is beautiful. This is absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
And what's your plans for it? I mean, are you going to sell it eventually, or is it going to be a permanent part of your collection?
I mean, all the work that I put into it, it's almost like not even...
So I know what I sold it to you for, and you've put more money in parts.
Yeah.
Probably much more money than that.
And
who knows what the value of your time would have been for that.
Right, and it's like a gob-stopping. I mean, I can't even think of like how much time I spent on it. I just don't even know. And new plastics and the ramps, that was like probably the biggest expense, really. Everything else, I mean, for the most part, everything was here. Just some of the mechanicals needed to be repaired. The VUKs and the pop bumpers needed rebuilt.
And I guess you use some kind of clamp to like push the inserts back down into the playfield.
Yeah, heat them up. Heat them up and then
press them down.
Press them down. I didn't get ambitious. I didn't feel like they needed to be completely removed. I've done that before too, where I did a high speed.
Man, this is smooth. This is so smooth.
You want to play a game?
Well, I'm definitely going to play a game, but I'll wrap this video up. But this is amazing. So thanks, Josh. Thanks for sharing this with us. And I'll have more pictures up on my website, close up of the game. But this is really beautiful. And I'm trying to remember the conditions. The main thing about picking up this machine originally was it was one of those games. I think I paid between $400 and $600 for it. But when you saw it in the condition it was in, I mean, this was more than 10 years ago, I think. I wasn't sure I made a good deal because I didn't even know if any of the boards worked at that time. I just saw that part of it was here, and I kind of felt like I had not, gotten that good of a deal for it.
I'm glad you got it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I think this is one of Pat Lawler's best games, really. I know a lot of people think like Whirlwind is good, but I think this is better than Whirlwind.
It's a really fun game.
But all right, y'all. Thanks for watching, and we'll be showing some more stuff in the future. And until next time.